Game of the day. Lou versus new1234. Sammy versus Jess.
Welcome back to the channel, folks. Semi-original guy here, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another Live League game of the day. Today, folks, we are playing on Second Step into Fog. I believe this is an altered version of the original First Step into Fog. I'm not quite sure what the difference here is. I think it might have something to do with this base right here, but I don't know. I'm not really going to worry about that too much, folks. We have new1234 versus Lou today in Fog of War. This is a tier 4 matchup, I believe. Now, in First Step into Fog, it's a very interesting map. Well, in this one, I guess it's Second Step into Fog, but either way, it is still an interesting map, folks. We have a triple base, double airport, porting comm tower supported matchup here. Now, this map has a few very interesting dynamics here. One being the fact that we have 2 airports located on the map. So you are able to get some pretty good air usage out of that. You can get transport copters, and you can get battle copters, and you can get the classy boys of the sky on the field, doing unimaginable terrors to your opponent, folks. The transport copter game here from Sammy is something very, very special, folks. Now, standard deployment on this map is you would normally have these 2 bases pushing in these directions here, capturing the properties over here, going to the comm tower, and then trying to contest these properties here. Now, those are the big contested properties here. There's also some contested properties in the center of the map here, and it's very difficult to sort of attack the center of this map here, folks, mainly due to the abundance of forest tiles near the center of the map. But it's not impossible, folks. It's not impossible. It's just difficult. Artillery, very good on this map. Lots and lots of places for artillery to hide, especially if you manage to get them in the middle. Another thing that's very good on this map is definitely a little bit of mech usage. You get some mechs with the transport copters. Transport copters are amazing on this map. I think we're going to have a great time, folks. We have 2 very good players when it comes to the game here. Lou and new1234. New1234 being a little bit of a rising star when it comes to the Live League. Lou, solid player all around, folks. So I think we're going to have a good one here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what went down in the Live League today. On the first few days, folks, you all know the deal. It is the standard infantry builds, because you gotta get the infantry on the field, folks. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for all that hot Live League action, as both players are now deploying the infantry on the field. Lou capturing one of the neutral bases. New1234 capturing one of the neutral bases. The neutral bases are soon to be acquired by both players, and that unit count is going to start to skyrocket exponentially. We have an airport being capped now. We have 2 airports being capped. Beautiful stuff, folks. And it now looks like both players are starting to progress towards the middle of the map here. Lou and new1234 basically at this point are doing relatively the exact same thing with a few minor differences here, folks. We have an early recon over here from Lou. I do like early recons. Early recon in this map in particular, you know, you have a really good usage of a recon over here on the sides of the map due to the abundance of road tiles. They are able to get over there and get some captures denied very quickly, folks. Let's see if new1234 decides to bust out the classic tank. Tank from Jess. You can't go wrong with tank from Jess, folks. There we go. We got the tank from Jess. Beautiful stuff. Now let's carry on with the match here. Boo-boo-boo. All right. Port is now being acquired. Second airport is now being acquired. And the recon goes into the forest. Okay, cool. So, it's relatively fine. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's not really too much of a difference between the recon movement over here, so more or less perfectly fine. Got a tank over here from the Sammy. We got a Sammy tank on the field, folks. Cannot contend with the Jess tank, but is definitely very good, all things considered. I accidentally skipped the turn, but as we can see here, it looks like new1234 has built a second tank. Tank chains are flowing now, folks. Lou pumping out those infantry, getting those caps. Now has 13,000 income per turn, busting out the mech. First mech of the game, folks. Let's see if this mech actually manages to get anything accomplished in this one. Now, if Lou can manage to actually get herself a transport copter, she's going to be having a fantastic time, folks. But New doing a beautiful job with the tanks right now, busting out the tank chain, going right into the center of the map. That is a very strong place for the tank chain to be. Lou cannot really effectively fight in the center right now. There's not really enough units around in order to do so. Now, if Lou actually goes in for one of the captures, there's definitely the possibility that new1234 will be able to double tap the infantry, which will interrupt the capture. If you go for the single tap on an infantry, it's not going to be enough to actually stop a Sammy capture. You will need to double tap that, but Lou has decided to bust out the battlecopter. The biggest battlecopter of the game so far, folks, has been trapped. Trapped by Lou's sneaky old recon over there, denying the income and slowing the progression of infantry. Busting out another two tanks. 2 tanks this turn. Goes in for the interrupt, but it is not enough. It is not enough to stop the capture, folks. Lou is going to get that capture. Any other CEO, that would be highly effective, but against Sammy, unfortunately, she is just going to get those captures. Oh, and we're going in for a capture in the middle. Denying the income, interrupts the capture. Now, the question is, what is the recon over there on the left-hand side of the map going to be doing? Is it going to go over here? Is it going to deny this income? Ooh, it could potentially go in and interrupt the comm tower. But is it really worth losing your only recon in order to do that? Some people might say yes. I would say probably not. So it might not really be a very good thing, but it would deny just the ability of having that 2-strike potential, which can be very good. Lou is now primed and ready to go for the mech reinforcement chain. The transport copter is in place. It is going to be able to pump out mechs basically anywhere on the entire eastern front of the map now. As we can see here, can we actually see? No, we can't, because we cannot click things in the shade, folks. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically everything along this line right here will be able to be deployed. Ooh, double tapped. Lou also busts out the artillery also, and like I was saying earlier in the video here, folks, the artillery is very effective. It is a very strong unit, especially on this map, especially on any map in general. You cannot shy on artillery in Live League, folks. I am telling you. They're good. They are very good. They're hard to use, but they force your opponent to not be able to just willy-nilly, mindlessly attack into areas. Okay? And that's one thing that people thrive on in Live League, is being able to just shut their brain off and mindlessly attack into areas on the map. If you have artillery, you can't do that. You can't do that effectively, at least. So get a few artillery on the field, especially if you're struggling with winning games in Live League. Now, obviously map dependent. There are some maps where artillery are absolutely terrible, but there are some maps where they're good. So pick and choose and get the artillery on the field. I'm telling you, you will be having a couple good wins under your belt if you do that. Day 10. New 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks on the field. That is a lot of tanks, plus the anti-air. Very good timing for the anti-air, though, because the battlecopter over here from Lou is about to reach the front line. So depending on where New moves, the anti-air could greatly affect the future of this battlecopter. So let's see. There goes the recon, folks. There goes the recon. We got no vision over there, folks. But New does not have vision of the battlecopter, but does bust out a battlecopter of their own. So very curious. Oh, and would you just take a look at this, folks? This is possibly one of the tastiest things that a Sammy mech could possibly see, folks. You got a mech, you got a tank. That guy is going to be taking 77 to 86% damage next turn. You can bet your bottom dollar that is going to be happening, folks. This is the juiciest attack for a mech in Advanced Wars by Web. Let's see if Lou goes in for the attack, though. Now, obviously, New definitely has a lot of tank presence in the middle of the map, but Lou actually knows some of it. Lou's got a little bit of intel here, folks. She can see 1 tank, she can see 2 tanks, she can see 3 tanks, she can see 4 tanks. She doesn't see the 5th, but she sees 4. 4 out of 5, it's pretty good. Now let's see if Lou will be able to hold back the desire to send this mech forward and attack this tank, or is she going to go straight for it and attack? Because now there's not only 1 mech attack, but there's going to be 2 mech attacks, folks, and I think you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Is this tank goes in, does the attack, clears the infantry, and boom, we got a flippin' mech on tank action here, folks. That is cost effective to the max. 80% damage. Absolutely butchered that tank. And now we got another attack here, folks. Takes it all the way down to 1. Oh my flippin' lordios. We got that damage, folks. Lou is going to town with these infantry, just blasting away willy-nilly. Not a single care concern. Just sending the infantry forward, doing the damage, folks. And that's what it's all about, folks, in Advanced Wars, doing that damage. Got 2 battlecopters on the field now. On the eastern front, 1 battlecopter on the western front. And New is lacking in unit count now. Definitely a little bit lower in the value, but does have 21,000 funds to play around with here, folks. So see what he manages to do here. He's going to be striking a tank, but does he have anything to attack the mech? It looks like he does have 1 tank available to attack the mech. Oh, and there goes the battlecopter, folks. The battlecopter has been eliminated from play, and the tank goes in and attacks the mech. Unfortunate end for our good friend the mech, but definitely got some value here, folks. So you know what? He's all good. The other mech, unfortunately, has taken 2 hits as well, both sitting at 1. But you know who loves 1 HP infantry and mechs? Sammy. Sammy loves those units, folks, and you know why? It's because of a little thing called Victory March. You pop that Victory March, it doesn't matter how much hit points the infantry or the mech has, it is going to be able to capture properties in 1 turn, folks. So as long as Sammy has infantry and mechs available, she is going to get some mad value out of those Victory Marches, folks. Bet your bottom dollar that is going to be absolutely savage gameplay here. 21,000 funds, folks. Triple tank. That's what you do. You get the triple tanks on the field. Now with, that's like 9, 18, 27, 27,000 left in order to actually get a Victory March, so it's not going to be happening anytime soon. It might, but it probably won't. Perfect movement over here from Lou. Has absolutely no idea that there is a looming threat of danger in the form of an anti-air in the shade, but takes a very defensive position around the battlecopter. That battlecopter is safe. 100% safe. There's going to be absolutely no way that line is going to be broken. There is not enough units in order to do so. Bust out the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web, folks. The classy medium tank is on the field. Beautiful little unit here. Day 12 from New. Moving the tanks into the center of the map. Taking that map control once again. Double taps the infantry. Looks like that is going to be enough to actually stop the capture, which is very good. Oh, doesn't actually KO it. Oh, is the 1 HP going to go in for the KO, or is it going to fail? Ooh, it gets it. It gets it. Wow. Savage. Absolute savage gameplay, folks. That's what we got going on here. Oh, God. All right, no big tech over here from new1234 yet. So, playing with tanks, playing with the small tanks, folks. Is that going to be enough in order to deal with the Sammy medium tank? I don't know. But you know what I do know, folks, is one thing I've learned from playing Advances by Web for as long as I have, is that you cannot really guarantee yourself a success with big tech. That's all. If you have a lot of little units, especially playing as somebody like Jess, you pop a super co-power and you send a bunch of little tanks against a big tank. Sometimes the little tanks win, folks. Sometimes they win. Not all the time, but sometimes. Oh, goes in with the battlecopter to attack the anti-air, getting the clear. Absolutely massive. Now, the real question here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, these battlecopters are safe. Well, one of the battlecopters is safe. The other one is definitely quite potentially going to be hit by a battlecopter here. New, I wonder if New is going to go in for the turbocharge, or not the turbocharge, but the overdrive. We have overdrive charged here, folks. That is the just super co-power, doing massive damage. Now let's see if they go for it or not. Now there's really not really much of a reason to go in for the overdrive unless you can actually see a lot of immediate value here. Now, this use of the co-power here, it could potentially be good, but the one problem here is New doesn't really have a lot of vision on what's going on in the map. So is it really going to be overly effective? And plus the movement from these guys over here. They have to go through the forest, so none of these guys are going to get first strikes. If anything, this is just going to be like a little bit of a movement bonus, and that's pretty much it. Like, I don't really see any other like immediate value here. Does get the one shot on the battlecopter and gets a strike on the tank here, but like overall, that's pretty much about it. Takes out an infantry, moves a couple units into position here. And base skips again. That is the second base skip of the game here, folks. I do believe from New 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely relying heavily on the big tank game here. Oh, but folks, you know what? This is going to be very, very, very bad. This is going to be very bad for New. Because Victory March is just around the corner here, folks. It is one tap from being available. And there are so many properties that can be captured here, folks. There's at least 1, 2, maybe even 3. Wait, even more. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Oh, no. Yeah, so these can be captured. This can be captured. This can be captured. This can be captured. And this can be captured. Wait. This can be captured. Ooh, I wonder if Lou's going to go in for the back cap over here. It is definitely... You have no idea. No idea if it's going to work. You could potentially know it's going to work if you move an infantry onto the mountain and gain vision here. If you gain vision, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you won't know if something's actually on the city, but you would know that the path to the city is clear. So I'm very curious to see how Lou is going to navigate this situation. Oh, why go for that cap? Oh, well, I guess that's fine. You can go for those caps. It's perfectly fine. Going for the back cap, though. That'd be pretty funny. But those are safer caps for sure. Going in, getting a KO. Oh my god, is this going to get the KO? Oh, that is 2 more properties being captured. 1, 2. Oh, and it's 23 to 20 now, folks. But Lou does need a maximum of 3. 3 cities. Or 30 cities, sorry. 30 cities in order to actually win the game for capture. But so far, it's looking pretty good. 4 properties to go until just a natural capture victory is pretty good. And with the classiest unit in Advances by Web directly on the front lines here, it is a very, very good position. Now, I don't necessarily condone this sort of a play, folks, but if you're ahead 26,000 to 16,000, what you could do is you could build the Soiled Abomination. You could build it, and it would be very difficult for your opponent to counter it because they can't actually build a Soiled Abomination of their own. Now that would be incredibly stinky, incredibly unclassy, but it would be highly effective. The other thing you could do is rely on a much more classy game, and you could bust out a medium tank every single day, plus your infantry, maybe even a battlecopter thrown in there. You could bust out the classy medium tank, infantry, or like an anti-air infantry, and you'd be having a great time. So I would probably go for something a little bit more classy, but you know what? I don't hold it against anybody for whatever they choose to do in Advance Wars. You play the game how you want to play it, and you don't worry about what anybody thinks. Just do your deed, and if you happen to build soiled abominations, just make sure that you get some high quality soap in order to wash away the stink. New doing a fantastic counter. A fantastic counter right here. Does not really have a whole lot of income to play with, but that is a great counter. Day 14 now. Lou with 28,000 income could bust out a mega tank. Now, would a mega tank be a great idea at this moment? Well, mega tank is always a great idea, folks. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. It's always a great idea. But it would take a very long time to get to the front lines, and you would have to double base skip plus skip on your airports. And unit count is important, folks. You got to get some units on the field. Ah, Lou busting out the soiled abomination. The stinky little stench ball here is on the field. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate that they decided to take the smelly route, but you can't blame them. You can't blame anybody. It is what it is. Got a turbocharge over here from Jess. Gets a clear. Attacks the infantry. Attacks the artillery. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Very unfortunate. Goes in for the the double tap on the infantry. Not even a triple tap, just double tap. Oh, and New busts out the classiest unit in Advance Wars by Web. Definitely knows that there is potential. There is potential for some stink on this map right now. So New definitely busting out the classiest unit in order to potentially fend off the stench that could be awaiting him in the shade. Hopefully it'll be enough, folks. Hopefully it'll be enough for him, but we shall see. We shall see. Oh, the soiled abomination goes right into vision of the army, the tank army. Lou announcing their presence just shows them exactly what it is. He's just like, whoa, there he is. There's the soiled abomination, folks. It is on the field in the front lines. Double tapping an infantry once again here and getting a first strike on the classy boy with the good old-fashioned battlecopter. Very unfortunate for our classy friend, but no, that was a join. It definitely needs the income here. So, oh, he's gonna bust out a soiled abomination. Ah, these guys is busting out these soiled ones. So unfortunate. So unfortunate indeed. 25 units to 22 units and 132,900 value to 116,100, but 26 properties still in Lou's control. It looks like Lou might be losing one of those properties, though. Potentially two in the near future here, but let's see. See what happens. Soiled Abomination going up and getting a strike here, but due to Sammy's low firepower, does not actually get the one shot, unfortunately. Oh, bust out a double time. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's see what happens to occur with this one. Oh, going in for the tank strike, attacking the infantry, and then going in for the... Is she gonna go in for the double tap on the tank? Double tap on tank, going in for the tap on the... Oh my god, yes! Look at that damage, folks. Look at that damage. Look at that clear, and... Look at this. This is like a perfect heart right here, folks. This is a perfect purple heart. Unfortunately, the mech moves in and ruins it. But you know what? We can forgive the macho mech Randy Savage over here, folks. Absolutely forgiven. But that was nice. That was a nice little move right there. Beautiful stuff. Alright, that's a full buy. That is a full buy. 5 units on the field that turn. Ooh, New's definitely got work to do here. Bust out the turbocharge. Oh, classy on classy action over here. Now, the real question now is, like, where's the Neo-Tank gonna go? Is the Neo-Tank gonna go and fight off the other Neo-Tanks on the eastern front? Or is it gonna, like, try to push on the west. I think it's probably going to try to push on the east where the other Neo tanks are. That's my guess. But we do have properties being captured now over here from New. Only 1 minute and 3 seconds on the clock though, so definitely lacking in the time realm over here. Which is very unfortunate, but we'll see what happens. Ooh, big old mech strike over here. Tank be taken out over on the western front. Classy boy goes back for the protection. And what is Lou gonna bust out next? Another battlecopter, another mech. Yeah, get the mechs on the field, folks. Day 18 over here from New 1234. Runs away with one of the tanks. Moves one of the tanks. I think that's it. I think that's it. Is that it? Yeah, moves one of the tanks and then actually resigns. Actually resigns at that point, folks. And honestly, you can't really blame the guy. There's a commanding, stenchful army over here. Gets vision on this right here. Doesn't have any idea what is in the shade. It could be anything. I mean, Lou, if Lou was to bust out a bomber, that would be a great counter to this Neo tank at the moment as well. And she's got the income to do so, folks. And you know what? 25 properties, only 5 to go until you actually get it. I mean, potentially New could capture this, maybe pull back a little bit and catch Lou off guard, but the commanding income lead of like 6,000 per turn is just a little bit too much to deal with here, I believe. So, well fought and well played, but Sammy is still, oh god, Sammy is still the king of First Step into Fog, the queen of First Step into Fog. Hopefully you all enjoyed that one, and if you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel if you were not already, folks. I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.